Yo, it's your boy Jay Best, and welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, episode 32. On today's episode, I will be talking about, updating y'all with the NBA playoffs, and I will tell y'all about each series, what the record is, and then I will go into depth on 3 series that I want to talk about today. But first, as always, I want to thank God for waking me up this morning and allowing me to talk about sports, which is something that I love to do, and without Him, I would not be here right now. Okay, so the NBA playoffs has started, and so far, I will be honest, this is one of the best round ones that I've seen in a while, because not only there's good matchups, right, but everybody's playing good basketball, right? There's not one team outside of the Celtics series and the 76ers series. There's not another series that I don't think is going to be competitive. Actually, I take that back. Outside of the Celtics, the 76ers, and the Lakers series. That's right, the series that everybody was hyping up, saying Ja Morant and them boys ready, they coming. Outside of those 3 series, I think we're gonna have good deep series, and I'm gonna talk about the Lakers and the Grizzlies in a little bit. But each series, let me tell y'all what the record is. So as y'all know, the NBA playoffs is the way the schedule is set up. Some teams has already played 2 games. Some teams have only played 1 game so far. Tonight is the Lakers and the Grizzlies game 2. You got the Heat and the Bucks game 2, and the Nuggets and the Timberwolves game 2. Everybody else has played 2 games. So let me just update y'all with the series record for each series. So the Bucks and the Heat, it's 1-0. The Heat did win the first game. Everybody know Giannis got hurt. I think they had a lot to do with why they lost. But Jimmy Butler also balled out and helped the Heat win. But they also lost Tyler Hero too. So that's an interesting series that I won't be talking about today, but I will be talking about it on my next episode. The 1-8 in the West, the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I thought it would be the Thunder, right? But the Timberwolves did win that playing game, and the Nuggets killed the Timberwolves at first in game 1. All right, but they play the second game tonight. So the Timberwolves are looking to at least make it competitive, make it respectable, right? So they can have a little momentum going back to Minnesota to play games 3 and 4. So the 2-7 on both sides. Of course, the Lakers and the Grizzlies 1-0. The Lakers are up, and they played in game 2 tonight. And then the 2-7 in the East is the Celtics and the Hawks. The Celtics are up 2-0 against the Hawks. That don't look like it's going to be much of a series. I said it's going to go 5 games, but it might maybe be a sweep. I'm thinking that Atlanta can get one at home, right? And then Boston will win at least one of the next 2 games in Atlanta, and then they'll win game 5. That's what I'm hoping, so I get my prediction right. But the way things are looking, Trae Young and them boys cannot handle the Celtics at all. All right, for the 3 and 6 matchups, the 76ers and the Nets, you got the 76ers won both games, so they're up 2-0. The only thing about this series I want to say real quick, I'm not going to talk about it, so I want to say something real quick. James Harden is giving me, have y'all seen the movie Split? Right, do with the different personalities. He's giving me that vibe, because the first game he came out and he was scoring, right? He was doing his thing from the 3-point line, but then the next game he had like 8 points, right? So I think he needs to pick what he want to be. Do you want to be the passive, the assist guy, or do you want to be a scorer, right? Pick what you want, because as a 76ers fan, I would have been very encouraged after game 1. And James Harden can play like this, and we got Joel Embiid. That 1-2 punch will be dangerous. That's what I'm thinking after game 1. But game 2, you come out and put up 8 points, stink up the joint. Now I'm like, this is not good enough. Luckily, they're playing the Nets, who just don't have enough at the moment, right? The Nets are good. First of all, I love Jack. I cannot figure out his first name, but Jack Bond, I just love. He's one of the only coaches in the playoffs that has to really, really, really coach. And when I say that, I mean, like, every time I see the Nets score, when they get back on defense, Jack Bond is calling out a different set, a different defensive game plan every time they go back to the other end of the court, right? Because he just doesn't have, he has Mikal Bridges, right, who is a star, but it's not a legit star, if that makes sense. Mikal Bridges is not a top 10 player. The Nets is one of the only teams in the league, well, in the playoffs right now, my bad, without a top 10, top 15 player. right? So I think he really has to do a good job coaching to even make this series competitive. And right now they're down 0-2 to the 76ers. I figured that would be over with in 5 games. Just like the Celtics series, I'm expecting the Nets to win at least one game at home, like to catch the 76ers on an off night, or to just have a great game and outplay the 76ers just once. So I'm hoping both of those series go 5. And then the 3-6 matchup in the West is a series that I'm really going to talk about and dig into, is the Warriors and the Kings. Okay, this is a series that uh surprisingly the Kings are up 2-0, and I told you I got the Warriors in 6, but the Kings, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit, don't worry about that. But the 4-5 in the West is the Suns and the Clippers. They played game 2 last night, and it's now 1-1, and that's the series I will talk about as well. But that's a surprise to me. I did not think that the Clippers will be playing the way they're playing. I'll explain why in a second. And then for the 4-5 in the East is the Cavs and the Knicks. Okay, the Cavs and the Knicks tied 1-1 as well. Okay, and that should be a series that I said will go 7. I said the Cavs in 7. All right. But first, let's talk about the Warriors and the Kings. Okay, what's trending worldwide right now? Like the beam. Okay, that's all I'm hearing is like the beam, like the beam. De'Aaron Fox is that guy. He's cementing his legitimacy as a star in his first round against the Warriors. And let's look at game 1 real quick. So going into the series, like I said, I picked the Warriors to win the series, and I'm still. People ask me, am I still confident now? Especially given what just happened recently. For those of y'all that don't know, Draymond Green got suspended for tomorrow's game. Sorry, game 3. Right, he got suspended. They're already down 0-2, and then you're suspended game 3, which is a must win. So how do I feel about that? I do still feel comfortable, right? But that is definitely going to take a toll on the Warriors tomorrow. I think that's going to take away from their defensive side, right? That means their offense has to be a lot better. But let's talk about game 1 and game 2 real quick. Game 1, the Kings beat the Warriors 126-123. Okay, the Warriors, that game, the Kings played a great game. Like, I can't even lie. I watched that game, and the Kings just outplayed the Warriors. That's the night De'Aaron Fox dropped 38. I think Malik Monk dropped 32. They just had a night, right? That was a great night for them. That was a great performance. They outplayed the Warriors. I cannot fault the Warriors at all, because I don't think any team that night would have beat the Kings. That's how good the Kings were in game 1. But game 2, okay, game 2 was more of a Warriors loss versus a Kings win, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, the Warriors that night had 22 turnovers. You're not beating anybody in the playoffs if you have 22 turnovers. Okay, that night, the team shot 13 for 30 for the 3-point line. Okay, that's pretty bad. It's like 30-something%, I think. That's not good at all. Steph Curry was 3 of 13 from the 3-point line, right? And Steph in game 1 and game 2 is 9 for 27 from the 3-point line. So I'm hoping that he can do a lot better, right, in game 3 and game 4, especially at home. So Steph Curry not shooting as well. He still dropped 30 in the first game, but I'm hoping that he can get that going, shoot a little more consistently from the 3-point line, because they need it, right? These are missed shots, and whenever you're struggling on defense, because the Kings is a great offensive team, right? The question was, can the Kings guard the Warriors? When you're not shooting well, they don't have to guard you, right? Because you're giving them opportunities. Whenever you miss shots, you're giving them extra possessions, versus being that Warriors team that we all know and we all fear because of their 3-point shooting ability, right? So the Warriors have got to clean that up in games 3 and game 4 if they want to make this a series, and I think they can. But let's of course talk about the big what I want to say, the big explosion in media, in sports media and media around the world, everything that happened today, last night leading into this morning. Draymond Green got suspended 1 game. If y'all was watching the game, y'all would have saw when Sabonis fell down from getting tangled up with Klay Thompson. He fell down, and then he grabbed Draymond Green's foot or ankle, and Draymond Green is stumps on Sabonis. So before I say anything, I'm not excusing what Draymond did. I do think Draymond was out of line for stumping on Sabonis. I think that could have been, he says that he grabbed my foot. Well, so I was supposed to land, whatever. But I don't think you had to do it with that excessive force, okay, to Sabonis. But Sabonis did grab his foot on his ankle. So one can say that he provoked Draymond Green. And watching sports shows today, I heard people say that the Kings, well, I've been seeing it too. If y'all pay attention closely, the Kings have been doing stuff to Draymond Green. I believe it's to try and provoke him, to try and get under his skin, right? And I think that has a lot to do with Mike Brown. Mike Brown, once again, the head coach for the Kings, was assistant coach for the Warriors for the past however many years during the dynasty, right? So Mike Brown probably been telling his players, look, let's get in Draymond Green's head. Let's beat him at his own game. Because game one, actually, I saw Sabonis fall with Draymond Green, and Sabonis kind of held on to Draymond so he wouldn't get up. I saw Malik Monk grab Draymond Green's foot in game one, I believe. I saw and if you watch closely, Sabonis and Draymond been getting tangled up this whole series, right? So I think Sabonis' job is to get under Draymond Green's skin. And I think it worked because whenever this happened, I think Draymond was in a point at a point where he was just like, I'm tired of this, and it got under his skin. It pushed him past that limit, right? Pushed him off limits, and he did him stomping on Sabonis. So I don't agree with I agree with the ejection. He got ejected that game with 7 minutes and 3 seconds left, and that actually took a big toll on the Warriors because the Warriors the Kings had scored 8 points in the fourth quarter before the ejection, but after the ejection they scored 23. So taking Draymond off the court really hurt the Warriors defensively, but when Sabonis gets a flagrant one for what he did was dirty. He grabbed Draymond Green's ankle, right? When you give a player a flagrant one and you give Draymond a flagrant two and eject him out the game, I don't think you have to suspend him the next game because Sabonis provoked it. Sabonis never grabbed his ankle. He never would have got stumped on. And in my opinion, Sabonis, you got to know who ankle you grabbing. Right, so I don't feel bad for Sabonis at all because you got to know I just grabbed Draymond Green's ankle. 9 times out of 10, Draymond not gonna be happy about that. So what Draymond do? He stumped on you, right? I'm not. Hopefully Sabonis is not surprised. He should have seen it coming because it's Draymond Green, right? That's a bear you do not want to poke. They say don't poke the bear. That's a bear I'm not poking at all because that's what Draymond does. That's what he's known for. Okay, Draymond in the history in the playoffs, he's had 6 flagrant fouls, 27 techs, and 147 playoff games. So this is a part of his game, and we all know he's the heart and soul of the Warriors. So he brings that energy. People say it's negative energy, but sometimes it fuels the Warriors. I saw the Warriors play the Pelicans during the regular season. It was down like 20 points. Draymond Green got ejected, I think, or he got a flagrant attack or something. And the Warriors came back in that game. So he kind of, like he even said in a post-game interview, he said, my team was dead. We was dying. We was playing so bad. So I had to get some energy going. And he got into a scuffle with, I want to say it was Valanciunas, or it was one of the bigs for the Pelicans. I think it was Brandon Ingram, actually, that he ended up getting to it. It was one of the players on the Pelicans that he ended up getting into it with, and then it lit the Warriors up, right? This is what he's been doing forever, right? This is why he's a very important part of the team. But unfortunately, the league said that his history played a big toll in why they suspended him. Okay, so they probably would have suspended him if he didn't have a history like he did, because, like I said, Sabonis provoked him and made him do it. But having a history like that, the NBA said, you know what, we got to suspend you 1 game without pay. So I think that can really hurt the Warriors. But I do think the Warriors got it. They have to win this game. So in a must-win game, I am going with the Warriors in game 3. Okay, I want to talk about the Clippers and the Suns real quick as well. This series is a shock to me. It's a shock because I did not think the Clippers would play like this. Okay, so game 1, and let me say this, I forgot to say it earlier. Game 1 to me it's a fill out game, right? It's a game. Of course, you want to win game one, right? But I think some teams can afford to lose because it's more so of a feel out. Okay, let me see how the team go play me. Let me see what adjustments they gonna make to me. Let me see what adjustments I can make in game two. Let me see, it's you just feeling out your opponent, seeing what they gonna do to you, seeing what weak spots they gonna attack on your team. That's all game one is, in my opinion. But some teams, right, have to win game one, would depend on who you're going against. But then there's some teams that, like this Clippers and Suns series, I thought the Suns would go up 2-0. The Clippers might win a game in Los Angeles, and then the Suns go up 3-1, and Clippers get another win, then the Suns win in 6. I think I said the Suns in 6. Let me double check, make sure. I said Suns in 5. Okay, so I was right. So the Suns win the first 2 games, the Clippers win 1 game at home, and then the Suns win back in home in game 5. So that's what I'm thinking. But the Clippers actually shut me up. That game one was a statement game from the Clippers. The Clippers played great defense in that game. Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the court. And this is a problem to me. Kawhi in the game one, when they beat the Suns, Kawhi had 24 shots for 38 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. KD had 15 shots, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists. So KD, I'm looking for more shots, right? I think you are a great scorer. You are one of the best scorers in the game, right? You can't shoot 15 shots in a playoff game. That just can't happen, right? And then I'm looking at DeAndre Ayton, who did not show up at all in game one. He had 18 points and 8 rebounds. You probably think 18 points, 8 rebounds pretty good. No, it's not. Not whenever you are 7 foot tall and you're going against Zubac, right? Zubac is not a great big, so you should be dominating the boards. And he only had 8 rebounds. But the problem is Chris Brown Chris Paul, not Chris Brown. Chris Paul had 11 rebounds. Kevin Durant had 9 rebounds. Russell Westbrook had 10 rebounds. Zubac had 15 rebounds, and you had 8. So that's the problem right there, right? You get out-rebounded by guards. You get out-rebounded by your own teammates, by the opposite team's big who's not that good, really, right? Zubac is respectable, but not that good. Russell Westbrook shot 3 for 19 that game. He was terrible offensively, but he made the extra hustle plays. He made the plays that got his team extra possessions, and the plays that ultimately won the game, right? The free throws at the end, the block at the end, just the way he played outside of scoring. So that was the definition of the stat book on this. The box score does not define my effectiveness on the game, how I affected the game. So Russ did a good job in that aspect. But in game 2, the Suns did beat the Clippers 123-109 in game 2, and I think this is, honestly, I can say this, and I'm not even ashamed of saying it. This is Devin Booker's team. I do believe that. I do believe that Devin Booker is Kevin Durant comes to a team, you would think Kevin Durant will take over as his team now, because he's the best. He's one of the best players in the league, and he's definitely better than Devin Booker. But I do think this is still Devin Booker's team. Devin Booker is the reason why they won that game yesterday, because the Clippers played a good game, right? But Devin Booker had 38 points, 38 points and 9 assists. Devin Booker scored or assisted on 28 of 33 points in the third quarter. That's the best player on your team. And I'm not saying that he's better than Kevin Durant, but this is D-Book's team. I think this team is going to go as far as D-Book takes them versus as far as Kevin Durant takes them, because Kevin Durant shooting 15 shots in game 1, only having 25 points in game 2, I think it's showing that D-Book is the guy that they want shooting the ball. D-Book is the guy with the ball in his hands majority of the time. So I think this is D-Book's team. Kevin Durant is the better player, but I think it's Devin Booker's team. But the only concern I have about the Suns in the long run, right, I have to win this series, I have to win the next series, but I think they're going to lose to who I said would win against the Lakers and the Warriors next round, because I don't think this team is deep enough. Their starters play 37.1 minutes per game. Okay, that's a lot of minutes. And not only that, but Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, they lead the playoff minutes at 44 minutes per game so far. So for the first 2 games, they had 44 minutes apiece. And these are games that they're struggling against the Clippers. I mean, not necessarily they are struggling against the Clippers. The Clippers are playing good basketball. So I just don't think that they can last 1, 2, 3 series, right, playing 44 minutes a pop. Like, I think that's going to, eventually they're going to wear down. Eventually they're going to start hurting. So I don't, and Kevin Durant, know how injury prone he is. The more minutes he's on the court, the more likely he is to get hurt. So I think that can really hurt them in the long run. I think they can still win this series, but in the long run, I think that will hurt with them two playing 44 minutes a game. I still think the Suns can win this series, but the Clippers have definitely shut me up. The first two games, the Kawhi Leonard has been the best player on the court, like hands down, no questions asked. So I think that the Clippers have earned our respect, and this series might just go 7 games. But I just wouldn't bet against Kevin Durant and Devin Booker because they have to get out of round one. They have to. For them to get Kevin Durant and lose in round one would be a disaster. Okay, that'll be even worse than the Kyrie and Luka not going to the playoffs. That would be a disaster. Okay, a lot of people made the Suns the finals favorites when they got Kevin Durant. So that's a nice series, y'all. That's an intense series that I think that we should pay more attention to. It's way better than I thought it would be. Okay, I thought it was gonna be Suns in 5. Okay, and the last the last series I want to talk about is the Lakers and the Grizzlies. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it simple, keep it short and sweet. Okay, Lakers in 4. That's right, Lakers in 4. I came out and I said Lakers in 5. I tried to give Ja Morant and the Grizzlies a little respect, but after watching Game 1. And like I said, Game 1 a fill-out game. And not only that, but LeBron and AD played, I'm not going to say an average game. They played below average games for their standards, right? LeBron James had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. That's an okay game for LeBron. That's nothing special. Anthony Davis had 22 points, 12 rebounds, 7 blocks, though. 7 blocks, that's huge. But that's, you can beat the Lakers when they have those numbers, but you can't beat the Lakers whenever Austin Reeves had 23 points and scored 9 straight points in the fourth quarter to close the game out. And when Rui Hachimura has 29 points, right? You can't beat the Lakers that way. So you lost to the Lakers in Game 1, which is a fill-out game, when LeBron and AD was not even the best 2 players on the court for the Lakers. The best 2 players are Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. So imagine when LeBron James figure y'all out and do what he do, put up 30 points, and Anthony Davis keep dominating the boards and keep playing aggressive like he has been doing, and he dropped 30 points, and then Austin Reeves keep doing what he's doing, dropped 20, right? And then either Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Dennis Schroeder, somebody else going to drop 18, 17, 19. What you gonna do? Nothing you can do. Okay, Dillon Brooks. This is why I said this is exactly why I love. This is why I wanted to play the Grizzlies. This is why, because all they do is talk. That's all they do. They talk. They are all bark no bite. That's exactly what they are. They love popping them chops, but when it comes to getting on the court, they can't handle business. Like Dillon Brooks, you set yourself up, bro. I don't know why you talking trash to LeBron James. LeBron James. It's okay. You didn't even get the best LeBron James in Game 1 and y'all still lost. So imagine what's going to happen in Game 2 and Game 3 and Game 4. It's not going 5, y'all. It's going 4. I'm sorry for Ja Morant's injury, but guess what? Y'all keep the same energy y'all had when Anthony Davis got hurt. When Anthony Davis got hurt, I feel like most of y'all didn't even care. Y'all was like, whatever. AD got hurt. Let's go Grizzlies. Ja Morant hurt. Guess what? That's my same energy. Oh well. Ja Morant hurt. Look, it is what it is. Even if he was there, I would have said Lakers in 5. I would have gave them that respect. They would have had 1 game. But oh no, it's Lakers in 4. Okay, it's a parade inside my city, right? Parade inside what city? Okay, that city belongs to LeBron James. That's actually, I'm sorry, that city belongs to Austin Reeves. So that was the best player on the court the other night. Even though Rui Hachimura had 29. Even though Rui Hachimura had 29 points off the bench, right? Special. He made open shots. He did his thing. Austin Reeves closed the game out because even with Rui Hachimura's 29 points, the game was still tight. But then Austin Reeves said, give me the ball. Let's close this thing out. Austin Reeves is a star in the making, okay? Remember I said this. He is a star in the making because he's not just a catch and shoot kind of guy, which he can be at times. But he creates his own shot. All them last points he had was him dribbling off of picks and him creating his own shot. He said he's him. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna say he's him right now. I'm not gonna go that far. But he will be him. That was his first career playoff start. And he played like that. He outplayed everybody on that court, including LeBron and AD. Even though LeBron had 21, 11, and 5. Even though AD had 22, 12, and 7. Austin Reeves 23 points. That specifically that 9 points straight in the fourth quarter. That's just special. And he is special. And I think LeBron James getting hurt late in the season helped this team so much because that's where Austin Reeves found himself. Austin Reeves started off on the bench. Y'all remember that. He started off on the bench, and then eventually he started when LeBron got hurt. And that's when he got it going. Because they said, look, you're good enough to start, especially with LeBron out. So come start. And then LeBron came back. He stayed in the starting lineup. And he doing his thing. So Austin Reeves is special. Okay, I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all remember I said this. He is special. And Grizzlies, look, y'all got your hands full. Okay, because y'all got Batman and Batman. I've always said that. Anthony Davis and LeBron James. That's two Batmans. That's not a Batman and Robin because that's how dynamic that duo is. But now you got Batman and Batman. And now you got Robin with Austin Reeves. All right? Ja Morant, let me see you do the green now. Let me see you talk about some parade inside my city. Yeah, it's a parade. It's a parade inside my city. Shut up. Okay, shut up. All right, this is all y'all. Like I said, all y'all do is talk. Y'all do everything but play basketball. And Jaren Jackson Jr., I got respect for you. You dropped 30 that game. You had a good defensive player of the year candidate. Dropping 30 is pretty doggone good. But Ja Morant, Dylan Brooks, I don't feel bad for y'all at all. All right, but look. That's it for this episode. I told you all we're gonna do is talk about the NBA playoffs. Y'all stay updated. Y'all keep watching, okay? Because every night is a playoff game. So next time I come and do an episode, it might be game 3, game 4, or whatever it is. But it's your boy Jay Best. I'm out. Much love. Y'all take care. Stay blessed.